comedian Dave Chappelle is opening up about cancel culture on his podcast. He revealed why he thinks free speech is under attack.
I'm not even mad that they take issue with my work. Good, fine. What I take issue with is the idea that because they don't like it, I'm not allowed to say it. Art is a nuanced endeavor. I have a belief that they are trying to take the nuance out of speech in American culture, that they're making people speak as if they're either on the right or the left. Everything seems absolute, and any opinion I respect is way more nuanced than these binary choices that they keep putting in front of us. I don't see the world in red or blue. It's just people I agree with on some things, but not other things. It's just what it is.
All right, I want to go straight to you, Tom, because you're funny. And it's hard to be funny when the woke people mob are behind you, breathing down your neck.
Yeah. Well, it's special. I feel bad for Dave Chappelle because he had a very left-wing audience. That's what, he had to wrestle with that. I never really had him. I mean, it's not as if there was, Antifa was never coming to my shows anyway. So, when my audience sees me on here, they come out and see me. It's just most of the time, my audience already knows I'm right-wing. I'm not shocking anybody. But when I go around to the clubs and work out material, I'll just show up on a Wednesday night and I'll do a set. They can't stand me. They can't, and I'm not even radical. I'm not talking about politics. I don't mention anything about red or blue or anything. I just talk about the fact that I'm married. I love my wife. I grew up in the 70s, and the kids are like, what? Who's this guy talking about, man?
You're a brave man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a better music choice than all those kids, though, if you grew up in the 70s.
Very true.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
This has divulged into not just protests and cancellations from venues. It's also, he's been on the opposite end of receiving end of violence as a result of this. Remember when Isaiah Lee was the suspect carrying a replica gun and a knife blade? He jumped on the stage and tackled Dave Chappelle when he was playing at the Hollywood Bowl in 2022 last year. So, it's just, what happened to live, let live? If you're going to be offended, you don't have to listen to it. I mean, you can literally turn it off if you don't want to watch it.
I'm a huge Dave Chappelle fan. It's a little rude, a little crude. It's not for everybody. But if you really listen to what Dave Chappelle's saying, if you really kind of break it down, he's making a point that I think most people would look at it and say, wow, okay, I like that. But, he is 110% right. Just because somebody else doesn't like it doesn't mean you just have to shut it down. So I think Dave Chappelle is spot on. He is one of the funniest guys in this country. But you really have to kind of listen to it. Again, it's not for everybody. Careful out there. It's definitely
Tom Shalhoub's for everybody.
It's definitely R-rated. I get that,
but I'm right in the middle.
Except a few people at those clubs. Actually, let's take a listen to Dave Chappelle because that's just fun. And here's why he thinks people protest him.
I feel like they wanted me to say something inflammatory. In a weird way, I think some of them had the intention of inciting violence against themselves for publicity.
Oh, attention seekers. Worse than the hecklers, perhaps, that go after you, Tom. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's why I've always been kind of right there in the middle. Never really became a blockbuster. Why? Because, my comedy's just nice. It's kind of fun. I'm not breaking any new ground.
But look, there's a reason why Gutfeld is like the #1 comedy show at night. And I saw you in person. You came and played in Salt Lake City, and the audience loved it. It was fun stuff.
It was just nice. It's like, cream of wheat.
I like when you show up looking like Joe Biden. I'm surprised you didn't show up for the classified document segment looking like that.
They don't know my secrets, They always why didn't you show up as Biden? I say, no, it's all hocus pocus.
He's right he's right about nuance, though, right? Like, people don't have the patience to want to understand nuanced opinions. And this happens a lot in politics.
Well, there's shows, the old shows, that they would never be able to make. I mean, do you think they could make The Office in today's environment? I don't know that they could.
Yeah, but that's not even that old.
It's not
never mind the shows that I grew up on, Barney Miller,
And Chappelle's comedy, to your point, is complex. I mean, it does require some critical thinking rather than this just surface level reaction to what he's actually saying, kind of like poetry, right? You dig deep and read between the lines. And so I think if people want to be lazy about their intellectual ability, they can just protest and scream and try to get people canceled rather than maybe thinking about having a real debate and thinking critically about what he's trying to say, and that maybe there are some nuanced arguments to be made about how we deal with huge cultural issues that he's willing to take on in mainstream settings and comedy clubs.
Yeah. And sometimes protesters, like he says, they just want to protest. So it almost doesn't matter what he says. So he should just say what he wants to say, which I think he chooses to do.
Yep, indeed.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.